Mike Erwin, man, what a fantastic conversation we just had. Thank you for taking the time, showing up, and just so cool, man. We got one last question for you. We call it leveling up with TKM. David, over to you for the question.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mike. I really appreciate you joining us, man. I look forward to future conversations. I'm already intrigued on this, some of the conversations we've had when we stopped recording. Hey, so the question is, what is the most impactful action you have taken to level up in your home and your business?
So let me start by saying that I think the silos are really hard. So I think how you do in your home on the family front and how you do in business or in your leadership in the professional world, I think those things are highly correlated. When things are not going well and there's a lot of friction in my personal life, it carries over to my job. When things are stressful on the job front and not going well, it carries over to my ability to focus and be present with people in my house, my kids, my wife. So, for me, this is actually probably an unusual answer here, but for me, leveling up in both realms was ultimately the move to land. 4 years ago, so after I left the military in 2017, for the first 4 years, we lived in the quaint, beautiful village of Pinehurst, North Carolina. And it's a golf town and beautiful tall pine trees. It feels like a small New England town transplanted down to North Carolina. And my wife and I, we both jokingly say, but this is totally true. Like we were approaching the age of 40, so it was a midlife crisis. Some people go out and buy cars. Like we sold our very peaceful house in the village of Pinehurst and moved 5 miles up the road to 32 acres. And we got this amazing deal before all the prices went crazy, in COVID and all that. And so we found ourselves living on 32 acres of land during COVID. And that decision right there in terms of leveling up initially was, hey, let's get out to some land so our kids can have some more freedom about how to play. But the real big decision came from there. And you might have seen like these jokes on Instagram. If not, you probably will in the future here. But this idea of the decision to buy chickens is like the trigger of a lot of things in terms of leveling up. And so we literally bought, this was us. We bought 6 chickens and then we started to ask the questions of, why do these eggs taste better? And why do I feel better after eating these eggs than the ones I normally eat? And then we started asking more questions about, where's our pork come from? Where does our beef come from? Where does our milk come from? What is the value of living on the land, especially as being a way to stay grounded and connected to God? And so really the leveling up here was to be more inquisitive, to be more curious about the world around us. And so as in terms of how we raised our kids, and we went from, they were in Catholic school, that we then started homeschooling them. We started, asking just questions about, again, the food and the importance of being outdoors. We asked a question about the sun. Like the sun has been demonized for a long period of time, as being causing cancer. And I look at my dad who's got skin cancer, and he's been putting tons of chemicals, in the form of sunblock on his face for all these years. And so it's just this idea of, it's not saying that one answer is right or the wrong. Like, I don't know, right? But I am relentlessly challenging the status quo now, as a father, as a human being, as a leader, and constantly asking that question of like, is that really what we're supposed to do? Is that really the decision I'm supposed to make? And that has essentially, being a nonconformist has really allowed me to level up in all different parts of my life.
I love that, dude. You're curious, man. You're curious. You're biased towards action and you're biased towards curiosity come together beautifully in making these decisions. So basically what I'm hearing, level up, Stu, we have to go buy some farms.
That's right.
Which sounds awesome.
Sounds
I'm not
awesome.
gonna lie. I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
it's a dream of my wife's for sure.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we're doing the bees and the chickens and all. So it's that's the
Nice. And
start.
I
So we're gonna
knew
have to do that.
nothing about any of this stuff. My parents, when they came down and visited me, said, "Who are you?" Like they were
Yeah,
completely
so
like
good.
so confused, being like,
So good.
"You were living in the village of Pinehurst, and now here you are." Like, we were fumbling
Yeah,
through
but
it
they
all,
love the
and
eggs though. They love the eggs, I'm sure.
absolutely, they sure do. So it's been super eye
So
opening.
good.
It's awesome,
That's
man.
awesome, man. Thank
Hey,
you so much.
appreciate your insight, Mike. Thanks for answering that question.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you.